Okay, welcome everyone. A new day, a new live stream. See if we get any action in 20 minutes, as we do have some high impact news. Good to have you here, everyone. Welcome. Hopefully your trading this week is so far so good. And let me pop the chat on the stream while we count down the final seconds, or actually news should be now. So let's see if it's anything interesting. Honestly, I don't really know what it is. So we just observe and see if anything happens. Now, what I'm talking about is this over here, 2:30 p.m. durable goods orders MOM. Honestly, I got no clue, but it's in this list, which is the high impact list, 3 stars here in on the website Trading Economics. So yeah, let's see if anything happens. Why is this selected? Oh, never mind. Let's see if anything happens, the yes or the no. I do think we have more interesting stuff coming up at the end of the week, actually, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Especially Friday could be very interesting here. Of course, Thursday as well. So I guess I guess we're bound to have a bit of volatility towards the end of the week. Not necessarily the beginning, even though it hasn't been too bad with the move to the downside. Has to be said. Nice move down. So yeah, good week. But welcome everyone. So good to have you here. Good to have you here, Mr. Friends first. First time you can say that. Usually you join later, so there's a first time for everything. Nice to have you here, Mr. Friends. Kai, welcome. Patrick, we zijn er weer bij live vanuit Phuket, Thailand. Welcome, Patrick. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining as well. What are you up to with the kids today? I mean, what time is it? It must be evening, no? Like somewhere evening or night. So I did see on Instagram you guys were partying recently. There was an event. Dayan, welcome. Mr. Friends, Hush, good to have you here. Akshay, Florian, good to see you, Florian. Thanks for joining. Christian Yepes, what's up? No Choke, Martin H, what's up, everyone? So in today's live stream, what we're gonna do is analyze Bitcoin, observe Bitcoin. Now, I am planning to get back into alts. Potentially, we might see a view in this live stream, but we're gonna start with Bitcoin. Now, of course, the quote-unquote morning update, but in the end, I had to provide the update after my appointment this morning. I thought yesterday I might be able to do it before, but I just came short of time. I did my analysis before I had to go, but I didn't have the time anymore to actually record the video and then put it on YouTube. So the only thing I could do is do my analysis, update silver, then I had to go and then update YouTube afterwards when I came back. So the video, of course, a little later, not in the morning, Central European time zone. But it's out there. And yeah, in this live stream, of course, the analysis hasn't really changed compared to the video, of course. There's only a few hours in between. But nonetheless, for the people just jumping in, I will go through the folders here, explain a thing or two, as during a live stream, I do have the opportunity to explain things in a bit more detail, less to the point, let's say, as in the videos. And then we get into chatting Q&A, and if we have enough time, maybe look at some other charts. Umar, welcome. Sashita, good to have you here as well. I'm doing good. Thank you. It's been a good start of the week. Also weather-wise, today is a beautiful day here in the south of France. Mia Mania, Haikun, hope you're well. With regards to your scenarios, wouldn't a still unfinished 4 flat getting really long in time? Yeah, that is when you are going to move the 1-2 to the downside. So then your 2 is going to be the 53K low, and your 1 is going to be the, 60K high or something. So you're basically going to change the degree. And that is the local price action, which is then your wave 4, is going to change your where you put your 1, 2. If it's not too long yet, we still have enough time easily before we get to a 4 fib time, 4 compared to 2. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain it in a second when we start the analysis. But yeah, you're basically just going to change the 1, 2 degree in that case. Oh, please, a lot of good parties over here. Easy week ahead for us. Only Thursday a party. Okay. You can take care of the hangover. Just chill a little bit, sit on the beach, enjoy, make some content. Oh, nice. What a life. Schwartz, welcome. Good morning. Have a wonderful day yourself as well. So, yeah, price grinding to the upside. Let's cover these scenarios, shall we? And explain the question I received at the beginning of the live stream here as well. Right. 212 Moi, welcome. Welcome. Good to have you here, man. Let me put on the light so you can see me just a little bit better. There we go. Because of the sunshine, I had to close the curtains here, but the light provides enough visibility. Okay. Let's get this going. So on the daily, right, your higher probability scenario remains looking for a 5 to the upside. And this 5 is either counted as a wave 4 finished here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or your 4 is not yet finished, a bigger correction, and then move up in a 5. Now, with regards to your wave 4, we can, of course, then either finish it over here, or we look for a bigger correction, finish it here. So what's the probabilities, right? What do we have to keep in mind? Now, first of all, if we finish wave 4 here, it's on top of the 0.382, which is perfectly fine, right? That's a common target for a wave 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 finished, and then you would look for 5, right? Inside wave 4, if you put your wave 4 here, you internally count a WXY double zigzag. So WX, and then you have your wave Y, right? And that is a double zigzag, A, B, C, and W, right? X, A, B, C, and Y. Now a double zigzag in a wave 4, right? WXY finishing a wave 4 appears in only 4% of the wave 4s in an uptrend. And that is based on over 10 years of data from Rich Swannell. So it's at least something we got to keep in mind. And if you want to see, I made a summary for myself. But basically what we are looking for here is we're looking for a wave 4. So it's an impulsive subwave, right? Internal wave structure. Then over here, it's compared to stocks, right? Crypto in that document is compared to stocks, not commodities. So we have to then look at stocks rising, wave 4 over here, look to the right, and you can see the statistics, right? So a double zigzag DZ appears in 4% of the wave 4s. Now, this might be one of the 4%, right? But it's probabilities as well. Now, we cannot look for a zigzag anymore, like number 20 over here, right? So we can't look for, or 20% of the 4s is a zigzag. 535 doesn't work because we took out the high. So it invalidates a zigzag. So the only two scenarios, if wave 4 is unfinished, is either a flat or a sideways WXY, and then we move up. But this, a wave 4, being a double zigzag, 4%. Right? So in other words, it is quite rare, right, for a wave 4 to be a WXY double zigzag. And that is something we have to keep in mind with regards to the local price action. Now, for the bulls, you would still count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that means that for the quote-unquote bears, in the end, you still move up, but you would expect a longer corrective sideways structure. And this is then where the question comes from at the beginning of the live stream. If you do look for a flat, right, 35% of the wave 4s turn into a flat. If you do get a flat structure, then of course this structure might be quite long in time compared to 2. You take a fib time from the start to the end of 2 to the end of 3. You toggle on your fib time, right? And then you can see your wave 4, right? If this is your low here, finished around the 2 fib time. If you're looking for a bigger corrective structure, you're going to start moving into the 4, maybe even 5, and you don't want to see 6. Right? It's very, very long, but usually once a wave 4 hits a 5 fib time, you're not looking at a wave 4 anymore. However, I'm comparing the blue wave 4 now on the chart with this wave 2. If this indeed continues locally to be corrective and we just continue ranging, right, either in a flat or WXY, yeah, and we move wave 4 to the right, it basically means that this 1 and 2 are going to move to the left. So you are going to up your Elliott wave degree. So this is going to be your 1, either one of these highs, right? Back in the day, this structure to the upside was not clear at all, so it doesn't really matter. One of these is your 1, right? And your 2 is, of course, here at the low at about 52, 53K, no? And then that is going to be your 1, 2, and this is going to be the wave 4 matching the 2. So you're basically moving 1 degree up, right? It doesn't actually change the outcome, right? Because the outcome, I'm just control setting it, the outcome still is looking for a wave 5 to the upside, right? So it's the same conclusion. The only thing we do is, we make it a little bit neater, like the ratio analysis. The ratio analysis is important in Elliott waves. We basically match the ratio better. So this moves down if this wave 4 becomes too long. That's the only thing. It doesn't have any effect on what happens after, as from a probability standpoint, we are still looking for a wave of 5. But still, like probabilities, a flat is more common in a wave of 4 than a WXY double zigzag finishing a wave of 4. Now, with that in mind, we then, of course, have to be aware of scenarios where we have a flat on the 4-hour or the 1-hour time frame. No? Now, this is a regular flat. Regular flat generally is less common. Generally, it is just less common compared to an expanded flat, and that is this scenario. That's an expanded flat. This is a regular flat, right? Both at the moment, as it stands, are still relevant, so we have to keep in mind both. Now, a regular flat here has a double zigzag in A. So this is in a bit more detail, right? ABC, correction, ABC. So basically your W, your X, your Y, double zigzag, right? In A. Then you have an A, B, C, and B. And then you look for a correction or an impulse, to the downside in C. Now, C always has to be an impulsive structure, either a diagonal or an impulse, most commonly an impulse, but the diagonal is always a possibility. And an ending diagonal, wave C, is an ending diagonal because it ends a flat. An ending diagonal, which is what you see here, always needs a 5-wave structure where all the waves are 3-wave structures, zigzag family structures, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So then we count this as A, B, C, right? Or WXY, doesn't matter, zigzag structure. Then you look for a 3-wave move up, 3-wave down, etc. Now, preferably your wave 2 here ends after the 3A2 fib time, which is currently sitting on the 29th of Jan, 9 p.m. Central European time. You can see that we are currently before the 3A2. So preferably, if we do look for a diagonal here, we are going to make a high tomorrow, 28 today. Yeah, so after tomorrow night, basically 9 p.m. Central European time. Right? So preferably A, B, C, get a wave X, then get another 3-wave to the upside in a wave Y to finish 2. That would be what I'm looking for in this diagonal. If we move to the upside and touch important resistance at 105, this small blue box here, 105K, before the 29th of January, 9 p.m., it interestingly will lower probabilities for this scenario, or the diagonal. Right? Because above 105, there's not a great amount of resistance left. Arguably, the only thing that I have is then a value area high, which is just a little bit higher at 106.2, but that is basically it. So, yeah, probabilities, that's how it changes. Your most bearish option would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then 4, 5, finish an impulse continuation. At the moment, lower probabilities though. This move to the downside is actually very nicely a 1-to-1 extension. That is what you want to see for a wave C or a wave Y. Right? There is no significant bearish CVD divergences over here. If this would be a 1, a 2, and then you look for another 1, 2, then preferably you have bearish CVDs stacking, which we don't. Let me actually get the CVD chart up and running here. Let's see. I have to restart this 1 second. Pop. There we go. So if we go to the 1 hour, we zoom out, then yeah, sure. We had some bearish CVDs here, all normal. We move to the downside. But if we look for a multi 1-2, then preferably you do see some bearish or bullish CVDs. In this case, bearish for a bearish multi 1-2. You would like to see some bearish CVDs between the highs of your 2s and the lows of your, between the 2s, basically. The start of 1 and the end of a 2. So you want to see bearish CVD, maybe another 1, 2, more bearish CVD, right? You want to see absorption of the market longs with limit shorts. We don't have that. So this very much feels like a 3-wave, not an impulse, which therefore activates the diagonal as a higher probability in a regular flat scenario compared to an impulse, which basically means 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then continuation up. Now, the fact that this then turns into an ABC to the downside, of course, also right, activates the potential for your expanded flat. So then you have, again, same A, but then this is now a W, ABC, W, 3-wave structure, X, and it gives you the option, the possibility, right, depending on the move to the upside of this low, which so far is still, of course, very young, so it needs a bit more time. But it at least gives you the possibility of looking for another ABC. And then you finish wave Y, double zigzag, WXY, to finish B in an expanded flat AB. Then you get your bull market crash. And then you move back up again for your wave 5, right? Target for your most common target for an expanded flat wave B is over here, 112.9 to 115.8K. And it very much depends on the local structure up. An ABC means a 5, 3, 5. So it has to be impulsive of the low, right? And at the moment, we don't really have a lot of information here to count a clear impulsive structure of the low. The battery. 1 second. Got to connect my charger. Laptop. So there we go. We don't really have clear evidence yet of a impulse. So we can count a 5-wave here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine, right? But in order to look for an ABC to the upside, you need a 5, a 3, and a 5. At the moment, we cannot count a 5 here, right? So we need to wait for more information. If this is corrective, right, that is what we want to see in a diagonal, right? WXY, 3-wave corrective structure. If we look for an expanded flat, we need an impulsive structure up, right? If we look for the bullish scenario, we also need an impulsive structure up. So in other words, the local structure to the upside here, right, will eventually, of course, decide the probabilities between taking out that all-time high or looking for the diagonal. So this is your bullish scenario. Now, the bullish scenario basically means that on the daily, your wave 4 is finished. So a WXY double zigzag is in at the low, right? One of your 4% wave 4s, possible, right? It's still possible. It's not like it's not possible to have a WXY double zigzag in 4. It's just probability-wise, generally lower probabilities. But then afterwards, after the low, you are looking for your wave 5, meaning impulse, correction, continuation. Let me actually do this. So there you go. And you want to hit at least 120K with your wave 3. Or 4 or 5, but preferably your wave 3 would easily hit that level. This would be your wave 1, which is a significant length. Then you have 2, and then you move up in your wave 3. The reason why 120K is so important is because the moment you hit 120, you hit the 1.618 1.618 Fibonacci, taken from the start to the end of A in an expanding flat. And the moment you hit this, probabilities go down for an expanded flat. Probabilities go up that what's happening here is impulsive. Now, we're not close to 120, but keep that one in mind. For the bulls, preferably your low here would be in, as then we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, A, B, C, running flat W, 3 wave X, ABC down in a wave Y, sideways, double combo, corrective structure. And now we look for price to move up. So we need impulsive structures to the upside. The invalidation is taking out the low at 97.7K. Yeah. Now this price action here can be relatively similar to the price action in an expanded flat. So if you do move up and would take out the all-time high, keep an eye on the volume, the strength, the impulsivity, right? Because we're either looking for a 3 or we're looking for a C, right? Very, very clear bearish and bullish scenario. But then from a probability standpoint, wave 4 being a flat is more common than a double zigzag wave 4. So theoretically, I mean, I suppose based on data, an expanding flat like this, or the regular flat, expanded flats are more common than regular flats, but still, or the regular flat here, these two would generally have higher probabilities than a finished 3-wave corrective structure in 4 and continuation up in a wave 5. Okay, with regards to the CVD divergences then, on the 4-hour loading, we still have this bullish CVD divergence here. Now, 4-hour, it's good to know the lower probability or the lower CVD divergences, lower time frame CVD divergences are always more important than the higher time frame CVD divs, but it's good to be aware. So at least it's good to know we have a bullish CVD here. The bearish one played out. If we go to the 1 hour, all right, zoom out a little bit. Also here you can see we have the bearish ones playing out, the bullish ones here, right? Very nice example as well of the higher time frames don't always mean you have these play out. So these were 1 hour bullish CVDs, besides the fact we just made a new all-time high. So after you then come down sharply, bullish CVDs can be less trusted, but this is again based on data. But then on the lower time frames, if you would go to the 15 and have a look at this range here after the all-time high, right, and I turn this on. Am I gonna turn it off? Too messy. But you can see here, low time frame 50-minute bearish CVDs. Bearish CVDs as price moves down. Clear bearish CVD here as well, right? So that played out. Price has moved to the downside. Now we still have locally some bullish CVDs. So on the 1 hour, this is what it looks like. Right? This is on the right side of the recent low. Still got this bullish CVD. On the 15, bearish CVDs played out. Still got the same bullish CVD. 3-minute, I don't know. It depends if you're a scalper, 1 hour and all that stuff. On the 3-minute, this range over here is a bit messy. But you can see a bit of bearish CVD. You almost took out the high. We do have an 886. And then bit of bearish CVDs on a 3-minute time frame. So depends what type of trader you are, I suppose. At the high, we do have an 886 touch, actually multiple 886 touches, which basically increase the probabilities to still take out this high locally here. So first 886 touch, right? Then you have another one over here. So in other words, it increases the probabilities for price to still take out these highs. As the probabilities increase, any move to the downside after an 886 touch is a corrective structure, not an impulsive structure, which therefore increases probabilities to come back up at a later stage. It doesn't matter if price would move towards the downside and corrects in a bigger structure. Generally, you would expect price to still take out these highs, which would be nice because even if you retest the white box here, the main resistance to the upside is 105. So yeah, this at the moment feels almost like it's almost a little bit of nowhere. If you would, of course, pull a support resistance box, then you will see there's clearly a level here, right, that has been of interest, resistance, support, bit of ranging both support and resistance, right? Same over here as well. And now we visit it again. So it has played an important role in this range, but much more interesting level, and the level that I prefer to see hit would be 105K, the weekly naked point of control. And the 886 touches at the high, increasing probabilities to still take out these highs here. Also increased probabilities to, of course, move to 105. So it's a level that I keep in mind. Now, mind you, I'm already in positions. I'm not really looking for new entries at the moment. But the 105 level is at least an area that I am interested in, both from a profit-taking point of view as well as the potential of shorts, depending on when and how we get there. But that is just based, I have everything written down in my trading plan. So if we then, let me do this. So if we then look at the probabilities as well in the polylines, then you can see that the polylines, we are preferably looking for a rejection at 105. No problem for price to first move down to hit some support. You wouldn't like to see the structure change, right? That would be a clear invalidation. But it is no problem to have price testing support. Locally, that would result in the potential for a diagonal. ABC, W, X, Y, resistance, continue the diagonal, regular flat. So, I go to probabilities. From a statistical point of view, the probabilities are higher for flats in a wave 4 than a WXY double zigzag in a wave 4, increasing probabilities that this corrective structure is not yet finished. Okay. Now, an expanded flat is the most common flat structure, which would basically mean that you would like to see the high taken. Of course, that is similar to your most bullish scenario, right? 1, 2, and then 3. But before we can really be bullish, we need to, before those type of probabilities increase, you need to at least move above 105. So as long as we don't, I'm not really looking for all-time highs yet, but I look for the flats. So regular flat at the moment, as long as you stay below 105, the diagonal in a regular flat specifically would be more interesting than an expanded flat. But the flats have a higher probability than a finished wave 4 and looking for 1, 2, and 3. In all of the cases, though, you can see that these scenarios do move up. Right? Everything leads to daily time frame wave 5 price action. The probabilities on the daily are higher to still look for higher prices, unrelated to the local range that we have going on over here. So the directional bias, I suppose, remains towards the upside. I keep an eye on 105K resistance. That's my most important resistance. That is the scenarios. That's the probabilities. So there you go. On the daily, probabilities remain higher for all-time highs and a wave 5. On the 4-hour time frame, probabilities are higher for this corrective structure to continue compared to a finished wave 4. So in other words, either a flat or a sideways, a WXY, right? Meaning a W, an X, and then a wave Y and continue. Right? So that's the probabilities. And then, locally, we keep an eye on the price action. Now, let me explain as well that locally, a grade long was actually here. And I just want to explain why I took it. So I don't often go all the way to the lower time frames, but the reason, and for the people that follow my chart, because my chart is always shared, lol, it was off, but generally it's always shared. Only when I do things for myself, I tend to turn it off, so it was still off. Because before the live stream, I did some stuff. So we had the range here, price moved up, but this move to the downside counted quite nicely as an impulse. So you have a high volume move to the downside here, right? Which is preferably your 3. Now, first structure down, first up, right? That's then your first 1, 2. Not trying to count the 1 minute here, but just generally you would look for a 1, 2. You have quite a grinding structure here, so there's the potential for a diagonal, right? So I was counting 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3, and then you look for 4 5s, right? 2, 4 5s. Now this is a typical impulsive structure. You have a grind, sharp move down, and you have a grinding move again. And that is the moment when we got to be aware of an impulse ending and price to return towards the upside. And that is what I wrote over here. So I said here, silver updates, right? Local idea, price move down. Start was a bit of a grind, literally what I explained just now. Start is a bit of a grind. In the middle, we move down sharply. Now we're having a grind again, right? The red and blue level is the point of control and value area low of the previous range. I just put it on my chart. Could be interesting here for price to retrace to at least a 382 again, right? If it can find some support on the levels down there, which it did. And that is exactly what I was personally looking for, which was then also the reason for my long. Now, of course, a move down impulsively can be counted, or by the looks of it, impulsive. Somehow maybe some ABC here, but grind down, sharp, grind down, potential opportunity, touch support, look for price to move up. Minimum target is the 0.382 taken from the high to the low, as that is your minimum, generally, minimum retracement target. So the moment the 382 was touched, that was my first take profit level. And then as price moved up, I noticed a volume increasing. I actually had another TP somewhere here because of the point of control of this area. But I removed this TP because of the increased volume, where my probabilities changed to looking for the high to be taken, which we then did. So, yeah, Elliott waves in a nutshell there. So that was very nice. What is the link to see your chart? It's check the link tree in the description. And then it's written there. It's written there. So the bearish CVDs on the 3-minute time frame playing out over here. Right, bearish CVD stacking, bit of bear. Price now looking to at least take out these lows. So for the bulls, important on a 3-min time frame, if you're like a scalper kind of guy or girl, you want to see market structure change, because so far it's low, lower high, low, lower high, etc. Right? So we need to see bullish market structure and then bullish CVDs again to support the narrative of looking for the highs, right? So let me put the boxes on. There we go. And yeah, that's it basically from an Elliott wave point of view. Oui. Now we started, let's see, Elliott wave analysis at about, I think it was like 13 minutes. Now chatting in Q now. Oh, let me do that. Okay. Pin it. There we go. Quickly check up here. Did we miss anything? We cannot see the dates. I'm not sure what you mean with oh, wait. Wait, lol. There we go. Yeah, MacBook. Lol. If my, how do you call it? If my bar at the bottom of the window is not on my laptop, then like on this window basically, right? My browser moves down. Let me show you if I do this. See, now my bar, my menu basically is on the second screen. It moves down this window. I need to have it here. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. At least while I was analyzing, I always mention the levels as well. We were here, yeah. Watch and listen, how you doing? Good to have you here, man. Welcome, Yamania. I always ignore this part of the chart because it's so messy. Yes, same here. Same here. I don't like to count that beginning, like the low of 49 to the upside. It's definitely an ugly part of the chart. But that is how it can become relevant, right? If you would extend this correction. How to find C flats impulse 60%. I'm not sure what you mean, but basically based on data that has been collected over 10 years, the probabilities are higher that wave C of a flat is an impulse compared to a diagonal. 64% of the cases an impulse and 36% of the cases a diagonal. And you can just find it in Discord. It's all there. It's all public. So you just go to Discord. There you go. So you go to Discord, you go down to educational content, Elliott Waves channel, you download these two and study. What's up later in the past? Roman, welcome. Data sheet. Why are you counting last move to the top as an impulse? Just for ease? Yeah, Tim, it's just not relevant. Like you can count it as a WXY to the upside, right? And then you also look for a flat. So you're just looking for a flat. It doesn't really, the sub count here doesn't matter anymore. Because here in a wave B, you can count this ABC, you can count this WXY, doesn't matter. It's still a three-wave corrective structure. It's about either three-wave or impulsive. And for the bears, this is a three-wave. And then this would be 1, 2, 1, 2. You look for 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Take out the low, which would be nice. Or the diagonal. Of course, an impulse is more common than a diagonal. So definitely still something that we keep in mind. But it is aligned with the probabilities anyway of a flat being a higher probability than a finished WXY double zigzag in a wave 4. So I explained the probabilities. What's the link? LINKTREE. You can find the link in the description. Click on the LINKTREE link and then it's there. Toot, nice to see you. Welcome from Argentina, other side of the world. Welcome, man. James, good to have you here. From the USA. What's up, man? Welcome. Why you don't announce another coin like Link or ETH? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It basically changes per live stream. Sometimes I feel like it, sometimes I don't. The focus on the whole channel is Bitcoin. But sometimes during live streams, I do analyze other coins or other charts, especially when time allows to analyze many different charts. So, yeah. CDMs, good to have you here, man. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a longer weekend, I suppose, but my friends were over from the Netherlands. So, and they left in the afternoon of Monday. So yeah, I didn't make content, of course, till they left. Ice Cubes lady, welcome. Glad you find it helpful as well. It's interesting to know the statistics, right? You should do copy trading or at least share your trades for us. Why? My question would be why? Why would I do that? I couldn't find the probabilities chart in Discord. You got to go to the files and then scroll through the files. Because the tables and the probabilities, like there's like 60 pages or 100 pages, and you got to find the tables. But if you just scroll through, you'll find them. You'll find them. Good morning, Adam. Usport, what's up? Is that not a diagonal on the 15-minute time frame? You probably then mean this here. Yeah, this is more 3-minute counting than 5. You know, okay, we have a lower low, another lower, or sorry, lower high. Now in that case, you would then count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you need that as a 5, right? I don't know if you mean this actually, to be honest. From the low. Oh, yeah. No. No, I'm not counting any diagonals here. A diagonal here would need to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. At the moment, like for a diagonal for me only becomes relevant if you finish your wave 4. That is when I really start looking for. As long as you don't have your 4 here, I'm not interested in looking at diagonals here. In that case, A, B, C has a higher probability, and then quote unquote bulls would look for, you know, W, X, and then Y, double zigzag, right? Bears is just A, B, C, and ploop down. Expanding triangles are very rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. So expanding triangles are always a final possibility. They're never going to be the preferred scenario. Usually it's a hindsight thing where expanding triangles, only if nothing else makes sense and price, of course, you know, starts moving, that's when, okay, you know, expanding triangle it is. But they are incredibly rare. I don't, in my Elliott wave career, I actually don't recall seeing any expanding triangle ever on any of the charts that I have seen. Very, 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 very rare expanding triangles. So it's better to look for other structures than an expanding triangle. Yeah. Running triangles are actually common. Yes. So the two most common triangles are a running triangle and a contracting triangle. Those are the two common triangles. Yes. So it includes the running, correct. Maybe a Band-Aid. Welcome. If price would fall here, that's actually that leaves the door open for a bigger impulse to below 89. You need a double zigzag actually, because this is too short in time for wave 2 of a bigger diagonal. So if you would fall, then you're going to be looking for an impulse. I would still like 105 though, not going to lie. But yeah, bit of a volume increasing. Oh, what is going on here, eh? So this looks like a flat A, B, C. And potential for another flat here. Lol. Potential for another flat. This can as well become a multi 1-2 like that. Yeah, the bearish scenario here is for sure a multi 1-2. This is 3-min time frames. I got to take it with a grain of salt, but it would support the conclusion of a correction is not yet finished. But in that case, you would then have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then whatever this is. But then you're going to be looking for multiple 4, 5s later. because now, of course, we start to move down on volume. So we might actually have a finished structure in that case. Couldn't hear the live stream, so I increased the volume. Welcome, Robert. Good you increased the volume. Which things you check to identify in the wave 3, which would take out automatic between a wave 3 or wave C? Volume, impulsivity, angle. So extension, right? Wave C typically 1-to-1 compared to A. Wave 3, want to see the 1.618 taken most commonly. Volume in 3 is usually higher than in C. C can end on a high amount of volume. Wave 3 should not end generally on a high amount of volume. Preferably you still get another 4 and 5 if you look for a wave 3, because then you still have 4 or 5 coming later. Wave 3s, wave Cs can be very sharp as well, right? But a wave 3, you have your wave 1, your wave 2, and then before you start a wave 3, you preferably have a couple of 1-2s, bit around, and then you go, right? And then you look for 4-5, 4-5, 4-5. With a wave C, it's A, B, and a wave C by itself tends to be just a sharper, just a single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the buildup of a wave 3 can be slower, let's say. But yeah. If wave 4 develops into a flat, won't we likely touch the lower trend line of the base channel? I actually didn't cover channels, but it depends on the pull of the base channel. Actually, this question is related to indeed something else that I answered. Now, just to explain, if you would count this, then possibly yes, because then your base channel here, right? You might hit the lower trend line. But if this wave 4 gets too big, you're just quite simply going to move your 1 and 2 to the left, which then means your base channel, of course, is like, it's not close to being hit. So it becomes a time thing, right? Like, and then this is your base channel. So you're just changing the degree, the Elliott wave degree. You're going to move it up 1 degree. So I basically answered both of the questions, both time and base channel, because they are related. They are related. But yeah, I think he wanted you to share your trades to gain confidence to analyze the market and profitability. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. The only way to gain confidence in your trading is by developing your own trading plan. And I have a very, very clear video about how to do this on my YouTube channel. So the problem with signals, because that's basically the question, the problem with signals is people don't learn shit. And that's not what I do on my channel. It's helping people to fish and not fishing for people. So this video, 6 steps to becoming a profitable trader, right? In less than 90 days, you can easily do it. If you have a simple strategy, if it's more complex, you won't be able to do it. And trading psychology. These are arguably the 2 most important videos that I have on my channel, period. These 2. And this one is most important with regards to trading. So confidence, right, does not come from following the trades of someone else. Actually, it does the opposite. It creates doubt. Because if I share my trades, then someone else does not know how I manage it, what my risk is, what my reasons for entry is, my reasons to exit, my TPs. I just write entry, exit. It doesn't help you. It's just not gonna be any value. Of course, people, the only thing they want is a shortcut to success. They want to earn money now, not later. They want to have a proven plan that works from someone that actually trades instead of putting time and effort into their own plan. Now, the only way that I believe in consistent profitability, and this is for everyone watching, I mean, I don't care the only way for me, in my opinion, to be consistently profitable is you making your own plan. And you can integrate Elliott waves in your plan, which I think is one of the best tools, but it's a tool. And I use it myself in Confluence with horizontal levels, support resistance, CVD, and of course, purely Elliott waves. I trade it all together. And when there's a setup, there's a setup. But I have found my plan, my way of trading, my tools. Then the recommendation, the only thing that I can say is make your own plan. And if you do not want to put months of your time into creating a plan, you should not be in the markets and instead just do long-term investing. So you shouldn't be a trader. If you don't want to, if you want to be a doctor, but you don't want to study 6 years, then don't be a doctor. You know what I mean? So, that makes it very simple for me. So for me, teaching is most important. I very much believe in helping people to become profitable traders by helping them with resources. There's so much free stuff on the YouTube channel and Discord. And then, of course, I do have memberships with some more advanced things. But everything is very focused on education and helping people. And usually, I'd also think that when I look at the people following my channel, oopsie daisy, when I look at the audience, the type of viewers that my channel attracts, then the people that are here and also mainly in Discord tend to be the type of person that actually are here for the long term, right? They're in here to become long-term profitable or are. There's some great traders in Discord as well. But they value the consistent learning, education, figuring things out. They are not here to buy a random shitcoin and hope that tomorrow they have a couple of million on the bank. You know what I mean? So I guess my audience generally is a bit more adult, not necessarily age-wise, but at least mindset-wise. They understand the game. They are not looking for the quick buck and the quick win, but they do understand that in order for a certain amount of success to be reached, they will need to put in a certain amount of work. And that is also the audience I like. The pump and dump or the type of person that wants signals or looks for the next absolute shitcoin to get rich and comes in the group and asks up or down, long or short. Those are the people that leave very, very quickly because that is not the audience that I attract, both with my content, because the content is very specialized, of course. It's a lot of theory. It's a lot of, you need a lot of knowledge to understand Elliott waves because of all the rules and the guidelines. And I do my best to explain it as simple as I can, but generally the people that do look for the signals and the very quick get rich type of stuff, they don't tend to move into Elliott waves because before you learn Elliott waves, you're going to be at least 2 years, 1.5 years, of studying is ahead of you. So I guess that automatically, because I do Elliott waves, I filter my audience to a more professional type of person, which is also what I attract, I guess, with my personality, because just by saying what I say now, some people will leave the live stream and they're like, fuck this. This guy's not giving signals. Oh, man, I'm out of here. Oh, fuck, I'm at the wrong channel. I got to go back to the Moon Boys. Let's go to the Moon Boys. Okay, ups, and they leave. And I'm happy to see them leave. Why did you choose Elliott waves instead of harmonics? Actually, I didn't know about harmonics when I got in touch with Elliott waves. So when I started, interestingly, one of the first tools of analysis I encountered was Elliott waves. And I was fascinated by other analysts using it. So I got pulled into the direction of Elliott waves from almost the very, very beginning. And I didn't know about harmonics, and I didn't even know about most of the other analysis tools, but I was inspired by Elliott waves, and it helped me to make sense of the market. Because before Elliott waves, everything felt so random. With Elliott waves, I can read the market. It's like a book, basically. I know what a movement means. I can label the move. It doesn't feel random anymore. And I started studying Elliott waves, and I only got in touch with harmonics later. But by the time I got in touch with harmonics, my Elliott wave knowledge was already at such a level that harmonics did not. I didn't need it per se, because harmonics is, of course, a different way of, I suppose, Elliott wave. I mean, in the end, it's just waves nonetheless. But I didn't need harmonics, and I was like, by that time, I was like, well, harmonics are also just wave patterns. I can better just use Elliott waves instead of also learning harmonics. So, yeah. So I actually never got into harmonics because Elliott waves came first. It's just the way my career shaped, I suppose. It doesn't mean that harmonics are not useful, because I do think that harmonics and Wyckoff, maybe a bit of Gunn in there as well, can be incredibly useful for people that start their journey. Because if you know harmonics and some of their common levels, then it can help you with your Elliott wave counting, right? It can be a supporting tool, basically, to help you analyze the market from an Elliott wave point of view. But once if you are already a very experienced Elliott wave analyst, then it's very unlikely that harmonics is going to make a big difference for your analysis, because you're already past that you don't need that knowledge anymore in your probabilities. It can be fun to learn new things. I always like to learn myself as well, but it's not like you need it anymore. Marco, yes. I very much support the teaching element, and hopefully, some people will find that very useful in their journey to try and become, of course, a profitable trader. Yeah. Marco, burning accounts, Guilan. Yeah, I mean, suppose most of us have been there. I mean, I remember my mindset and my noobish approach in the beginning of my trading career. I'll never forget it, because that's where I had the most pain in the market, right? So yeah, it was if I compare me as a trader now compared to the beginning, right? I mean, it's such a big difference, I even though maybe at the time I felt like I knew what I was doing, in hindsight, I didn't know shit. So it's big difference. And I took a lot of risk, didn't really know how leverage worked, and just clicked some buttons, clicking buy and sell. A lot of emotion involved, no plan, not really any backbone analysis. Market went up. I tried to be part of it, but it was a different way of trading, which also resulted in, interestingly, my first ever trade, which was Ethereum, was a big banger. So made profit there. And then I think like a month later, I basically lost everything. All of my profit plus a little bit more, not the whole account. But that's when I really started studying, because I knew, I learned that it's not just clicking buttons. There must be more to this game, right? And that is when I actually started to put time into it, because I realized that it might not be as easy as I thought it would be, or what many people online make it seem to be. Trading is fucking difficult. It is very difficult. It is not easy. Not easy. Clicking a button is easy, but doing the analysis, having a plan, following the plan, working on your trading psychology, it's very, very difficult to show up every day and do that, right? In order to be long-term profitable. It's not an easy career. If you can make it happen, it's a very lucrative career, of course, right? But it's a very difficult career, which also makes it interesting. And Elliott waves is a very difficult theory, of course. So, Elliott waves, I don't know, arguably Elliott waves and I guess Gun are likely two of the most complex ways to analyze the market. Of course, you have order flow and like such type of software, but like as an individual type of labeled strategy, I guess Elliott waves and Gun are two very complex ways of analyzing the market. Let's see what happened here. Going to the 5 minutes. So the bearish CVD divergences have played out. For the bulls, you do want to change the structure, right? And then you're going to be looking for ABC of some sort. This is a big mess here. But if you move back up, then you can't count a 1, 2 anymore. So that's cool. Then you're going to look for 886s, take the highs, potentially move to the weekly naked point of control. I found order flow very useful. It is. I actually had a period in time where I used order flow, exo charts. I do like the interface of exo charts more than ATAS, even though I never really customized it, so it might be on me. But I noticed that order flow, it made it more, it didn't give me a significant enough advantage, basically. So I eventually left it because I do like a strategy and then, have like a checklist of what I'm looking for. But order flow, it added a couple of steps on, what do I need to see in order to enter a position? But it didn't really significantly improve my way of trading. And I do like to keep things as simple as I can. So eventually I ditched order flow and I continued with other tools. But that's also part of the 6 steps that I talk about here, right? So the 6 steps, in a nutshell, in the video here, I, of course, go in detail and there's a couple of questions that you should answer. But basically, step 1 is try as many free tools as you can. Exo charts cost money, by the way, but ATAS is free. Try as many free tools as you can. And then eventually step number 2 is find your favorite tools and build statistics. Step 3 is combining some of those favorite tools and build statistics on the combination, right? Step 4 is tweaking and adjusting. So add a tool, remove a tool to the combination and see if you can improve risk-reward ratio and win rate. Step 5 is then start trading with a low amount of money, work on your trading psychology. Step 6 is increasing your portfolio slowly to get used to bigger losses. Now that's the 6 steps in a nutshell, right? That's very quick. That's like the 6 steps to keep in mind. And basically what I just explained with order flow is part of my tweaking and adjusting. So I had a couple of tools I found interesting. And then I was like, can order flow help me out here? I tried it for a bit and eventually I was like, nah, it makes things more complex for my way of trading, right? So it doesn't help. However, other people, there's a couple of people in the group that are amazing with order flow, and it can be an incredibly good tool in the right hands with the right strategy for the right person. Just like trend lines, just like patterns, just like the VWAP, Fibonacci, Gun, any ICT, any strategy can work as long as you have a foundation, like a data set. Like you want to track stuff. What's my win rate? Expected win rate? What's my ideal risk-reward ratio? How will I take profits? Right? Where do I put my stop loss? the very basics, and then just tweak and adjust. What's up, Beerabit? How you doing? Yo, Obelix, man. Hopefully your trading is going very well. Cheers. Welcome, Obelix, and thanks for the gifts, man. Marco, Blaster, Bledo Ramstad, Jokasta, and Ilias Kalu. Welcome. You have been gifted by Mr. Obelix. Thanks, Obelix. And that means that we will bump you up to the silver membership because the gifts are bronze. But we'll bump you up to silver, short-term updates and stuff. So click on this link if you want to, and then just select a gifted bronze. And then we will bump you up. Thanks, Obelix. Cheers, man. Hopefully you're doing good. Welcome, Mario. Everyone that got us up, please. maybe a Band-Aid and Odin are on it. What's up? What is up the mic? We can still hear your Dutch accent. Oh, I'm sorry, man. What's up, NFA? Yo, NFA, thanks. I want to say this in Discord, but obviously my ass reads a message and then doesn't reply. In a general chat, thanks for your feedback. And of course, just generally like trying to help with the quality. I haven't tweaked it since after the first time I tweaked some stuff, so I still have to tweak it again. It's at least respectable, but it's not yet up there. I still need to change some stuff. So definitely not yet finished, so to speak, so to say. But I probably need to just invest a full day into figuring out the microphone and the exact sound. But at least it's better than what it used to be. So we're improving. Flop from channel to channel from the first video I watched. Yeah, some people hate it, some people will like it. I don't really have a filter. People hate me, people like me, but that's exactly what you want. I don't want to be a channel for everyone, because then in the end you help no one. So, how are you finding the switch to the Mac so far? Yeah, so I got a new setup for the ones that don't know, since basically when did I start using the Mac? I think like a week ago now or something. And got a new setup, like new mic. Just spoke about it to NFA. Got a new mic, new stand, new laptop stand. Webcam was new as well, and some other stuff, Streamer X and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, so far I'm enjoying the MacBook. In the beginning, of course, you got to search a little bit on where's the buttons and how do some things work. But once I understand the basics, it works quite nicely, right? For me, most important is Command Space to go into Finder and basically search what I need to search. I do think Finder, I don't know, it has its good things and bad things. I guess like I don't know. I'm so of course used to the folder settings in Windows that it takes. I guess Finder is actually going to take some work. I do like Siri, but I think Siri I never used anything like Siri, by the way, on my Windows laptop. But I would like to use Siri, but it always asks me like, do you want to check this or search this with the help of ChatGPT? And I'm like, I don't care. Just use the best thing. I don't want to answer the question first. Do you want me to answer this by using ChatGPT? Be like, yes, sure. And I would like to actually have a conversation. I guess that there are settings. I didn't yet go into the AI stuff. I also still need to learn some of the shortcuts. So I definitely have a lot of investing to do in understanding the system and getting the most out of it. At the moment, I get out of it what I need. But there's a lot more that I can use. Also, I got this. Ooh, whoa, I almost dropped it. That's how slippery this one is. Magic Mouse. Now, I used the Magic Mouse for a week just to test. And I came to the conclusion that I very much prefer my MX Master. So, 3. So, yeah. I don't know. I have a Magic Mouse here that serves no purpose. I basically have 3 mice now on my desk. I have a small little Logitech. This is like my generally, this used to be my Windows travel mouse, which I guess it will still be. If I take my Windows laptop with, I'll take this one. And if I travel with my MacBook, I'll probably take my Magic Mouse as my travel mouse. And then my home MacBook mouse is going to be the MX Master. So I literally have a mouse now for every individual like reason or thing, I suppose. Yeah, I got the Magic Mouse because I was like, well, if I get a MacBook, get an iPhone, switch from Android and Windows to this, let's see. But not convinced. Not convinced. Just trying to explain why someone would. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Yeah, sometimes on my Instagram stories, I post stuff about my trading. Posted a P&L at the beginning of the year and some things about some trades that I did. But I'll never do that live or signals. It's not the mission and the goal of what I do here. I am happy to trade for myself, and I'm also most comfortable just doing what I do. So yeah. Elliott waves and gun. Never heard of gun. GANN. GANN. We'll have a Chinese name when bear a bit. Up. Go down. Give us the Elliott wave theory stuff. The analysis has been done 13 minutes in. So you check it out. Yo, Andy, man. How are you doing? From coming in hot from Dubai? Yo, what's up? Yeah, Andy, everyone, also has his own YouTube channel, of course. I guess you're getting close to 100K now. No, wait 1 second. Let me check. What are you channel? Go to channel. There we go. Yeah. Almost, man. Yeah, you almost get the play button. Yeah, look at you go, man. So, Andy, let's see, 3 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, you got to get a new update. But Andy, everyone, analyst on YouTube, does use some Elliott wave theory now and then, but mainly uses other tools. Right? You can check him out as well if you're interested. And Andy is very good in calisthenics, which is very interesting. So I am a big fan of calisthenics as well. I also go to the gym, but I really like calisthenics. Andy can do like a handstand on, like Andy, you have your own like poles or whatnot, and then you do like a handstand on them, and like it's crazy. I'm definitely not there yet. I have a long way to go, but cheers. Thanks for popping in, man. How's Dubai? How are you doing? Yeah, Odin, I agree. No, I agree. Which setup do you trade most, or which do you like to trade the most? Probably the end of an impulse, because it's so clear. Right? It's sharp move down, and then you start grinding again. Like you have a grind to start, sharp move in the middle, and then a grind, and then this is like long area. So if you have a clear impulse, I actually like to counter trade the impulse. One of the things I really enjoy. Other than that, I generally do best in ranging environments. Once price goes, I of course look for ranges to form and then add in the range, and then I continue with the trend. But most of my entries are made in ranges. And another reason, I suppose, for that is that once price starts ranging, I can have my boxes. Right? If price is just doing this, it's very difficult for me to have a good box, right? A support or resistance box. Remember, this low was made on a box on the support area. And if price is just flying, I can't really... Yeah, I look for a new local range, and then I just trade in the direction. I need to wait for a range. So yeah, I really enjoy ranges. So generally ranges is where I am most active. And I do like to know of course, like I have a clear idea from an Elliott wave point of view what I'm looking for. I like my boxes to be respected, but I like to trade the ends of a structure, right? So I'm not interested in longing in the wick, but once we then got the range and probabilities were higher to look for a bounce, that is where I entered my long. Right? So yeah, guess that's one of my favorites. CVD divergences, of course, if price moves into one direction with consistent CVDs, it helps because it gives more trust. What the hell? Someone calling me or what? Oh, it appeared on my MacBook for a second. I never had that before, but so yeah, it's in the end it's a bit of a I have my tools and I trade whatever comes to me, and the recent long was down here because I was looking at the end of a 5-wave structure here at support, grinding end, and yeah. Where do you put your stop loss? Usually on the other side of support or resistance areas or just invalidations. So in this case, when I took the long here, my stop loss was below here, below the low. And this also here was a point of control, if you remember, point of control support here. You're exploding, I see. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What are we now? 15.4, 15.5K. It's awesome. Like, yeah, when you start, and probably Andy, you know exactly what I talk about. When you start making videos, you have no idea where it's going. You just want to help people, inform people, share some analysis, share what you do. And then, yeah, almost 2 years later, you're 15.5K almost. But we're still a long way from 100. So, man, if you reach 100, that's a big number, man. Almost there. Thanks, Andy. Thank you, man. But yeah, hopefully your move to Dubai has been fruitful, both from a trading, content creation, and personal point of view. Of course, it's different. I remember talking about this to you the other day. It's different than Spain, right? But hopefully still very, very nice. Do you also have an iPhone? Yes. If you do, they speak to each other. Yeah, I guess they're connected. That's why the window appeared on my screen here. What percentage of your bankroll do you usually use for trades and RR? I have a separate trading portfolio. So it's not like a percentage of my total funds. It's just I have a trading specific account. So and that is then what I use. Yeah. So it's not a percentage of my total funds. Yeah. I also don't have everything. I'm not like a full crypto Andy, not related to any Bitcoin census. But it's not like I have everything I have in crypto and like I don't believe in fiat and all that stuff. I just have it mixed. I think that's important, just diversified in a way. And I have a separate trading portfolio, and then I of course have other stuff as well. So because in the end, and it is of course I suppose. Yeah, it's not. I haven't calculated my portfolio size based on how much percentage of my total am I going to use for trading. I just started with a value that looked good to me, and yeah, here we are today. So, and then you keep growing the account. So, yeah. J Trader, I find your stream via Andy and Daywald streams. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Daywald, as well. Yeah, Daywald, like, it's such a cool story. First of all, he's doing great with his YouTube channel. Very, very nice analysis. Great quality of the stream as well. And yeah, he used to be in the gold membership back in the day. And it was great having him here. And it's also very nice to see him exploring his own thing and then making the channel, and of course being related to Andy. Daywald it's a very calm vibe, very chill, which I like as well. It's not the shout hype type of content. It's more like down to earth and educational. It just, yeah, I like that type of content. Do you have any personal goals for personal wealth in the next few years? Wait, 1 second. There's one question before. Do you have a company which stands for your trades, or is it just your person tax-wise? It's all business. It's all company. I would never trade on personal name. No, because then the personal income tax is higher than anything that's business related. So it's always business. And of course, from the business, you pay yourself a salary, right? And then you keep an eye on the different tax brackets as well. So, always business. I will stream in about an hour. Okay, everyone. Andy Bitcoin Census goes live in about an hour. So if you want to see what he's up to, I'll jump in. When you're live, well, let me open your channel. When you're live, I'll say hi. Wait, I already have it open here. Let me do this. Let me do that. There we go. What's happening on the CVD? CVD starts to be a little bit messy. Now, we did have some high impact news earlier here, 2:30 p.m. Don't really know what it means, but a little bit of bearish CVDs on the 3. Very, 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 very fresh, of course. Very local. It's difficult, like on a 3-minute time frame. It's tricky to really count this. I mean, what are we even looking for? All the 886 touches as well. If this would be an impulse down, then you have another 886 here. So it does feel very corrective. In other words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that would be the case, you have an 886 here again. If you want to add another 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, flat, flat, flat in that case, 886, 886. This one didn't. But then if this is another 1, 2, you have another 886. It just all feels very, very corrective so far. More like a sideways range corrective type of price action, not impulsive. We had a bit of a quick move down, but then we basically retraced the whole move back up. And then, it's difficult to really count this clearly impulsive, but 3-minute time frame stuff. Do you have any, so the personal goals for personal wealth in the next few years. Yes, I do. But actually, they're not related to personal wealth because I don't really tend to. So the file I have here, my green folder, it's always on my desk. I have both my personal goals, fitness goals, right, family goals, and I write out for my business as well what needs to happen per month, or at least what's the goal. But the goals are not necessarily related to a certain number. They are related to value, which I think is more important. So money is a means to get around, right? I don't live for the money. I live for the value that I can create in different ways, right? Before I had the YouTube channel, I did other stuff, right? For 7 years, I helped parents with gaming children. I had my own business. We had a team of 3 people helping parents with gaming children. I'm a global keynote speaker, usually commercial, like for businesses, talking about the gaming and esports industry and whatnot. I used to be a television host. And I'm not really thinking about, on Fox Sports, by the way, which is now ESPN in the Netherlands. But I don't really think about personal goals in clear monetary terms. I like to write down goals from a value perspective. In my opinion, if you are valuable to others in whatever you do, right? It doesn't matter. You can be very valuable as an employee, right? And of course, if you are an employee somewhere, then likely you're in a certain income bracket and whatnot, whatever your income is based on, which then represents quote unquote value in the business. Now, you might really love your job. You're not necessarily doing it for the money. You just really love what you're doing. And then I think from a value point of view and personal point of view, that's great, right? Do what you do if you love what you're doing. Yeah? And then from an entrepreneurial perspective, if you have a product that helps to solve a problem for a certain group of people, yeah, and you create value and you can scale it, then the more you scale it, the higher your value becomes with your idea solving the problem, and the more monetary, I guess, return you receive. But I think it's nicer to think about what value can I create? How can I help people the most? How can I solve problems? What problems do I see in the Elliott wave niche that I can solve, or things that I can create to help other people learn more about Elliott waves, using Elliott waves, creating a plan. If we talk about content at least, right? Not my speaking stuff. So yeah, I do have goals. They are not monetary related. They are value related. And in the end, it is the audience, you, other people in the world that will tell me if the value I create is valuable or shit, basically, right? Like, is it good or not good, right? If you solve a problem, but the problem isn't big enough and people are not willing to use your solution, right? Like if you make some product to fix a leak, right? But not enough people have that leak, then you can make an awesome product, but not many people use it. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, or not many people want to use it, or whatever. So, but then again, I think you gotta, find your niche, get experience in the niche. You will encounter some problems or things that you will do differently. And then if you think that, there's probably more people that think the same. And then, hopefully you can help that niche or that whatever you do move forward. Right? So, where's your company located? Still in the Netherlands, but I am on the brink of setting it up in France. I went to the bank earlier today because in France it's a bit more tricky to set up a business. So especially if you also do crypto stuff. So, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Shouldn't take long now. So yeah. But value can be measured in many different ways. True. What's an example of a value-related goal like? Not specifically one of yours. A value-related goal. Let's see. Maybe I can either one of mine or just use one that I think of. Oh, wait. I mean, look, why am I even grabbing my papers? I already know. Make the compendium. Make the Elliott Wave book. When I look at the Elliott Wave book from Frost and Prefter, I miss a lot of things. For me, it feels incredibly outdated. And when I look online and I see other books, it just doesn't have what I want. And there's a lot of text. I'm a more like to the point kind of guy. And the Elliott Wave compendium, right? It's a book, but it's like very summarized, a lot of graphs. It's about 55 A4 pages, so it's still quite a good size. But a lot of information on every structure and probabilities and channels and the whole shebang, Elliott Wave related. And not just, targets, everyone knows the targets. No, it's also about FIB time. It's about, we have a whole own score system with volume that we created. Guidelines and tips and rules and whatnot. Where do you find every structure? That is something that we are creating. And we've been working on this for 7 months now. I don't know what it's going to do once it's out there, but at least we are working on creating value for the industry. And then people will either hate it or like it. It's up to them. I love it. I'm going to use it myself. But once it's out there, that's a value goal, right? The value is, I see a problem. I identified it over half a year ago. I want to do something with this. And then Jeroen, I'm not sure if Jeroen is here, employee, he's the one that then does some of the design stuff, and I share knowledge stuff, and then together, we try and create that compendium. So a value-related goal can be, I want to have the compendium live by June this year, right? I want to have the book out there by June this year. People should be able to get it by the end of this year. And then hopefully many people find it very valuable and use it. And if they use it and they like it, they might talk to others about it. And then, maybe it grows. And but that's a great value-related goal. So, but you can also have a more personal goal. If you have a kid that's doing sports at the soccer club, maybe your value-related goal can be, I want to be a coach of the team of my kid, right? And maybe you're not going to be appointed coach from the get-go because you don't have experience. There's going to be a couple of steps before you might be able to become the coach. But once you're there, right, the value you create is spending time with your kid and being there for the games and seeing your kid grow up and becoming better and being part of the success. That's the value, right, for other people. It's not the value for you. It's the value for the other person, right? That you put someone else first, basically. You're not thinking about, what's my salary going to be if I can be a coach for my kid? No, I don't get paid enough to be a coach for my kid, so I'm not going to be a coach. What the fuck? Yeah, that's not value goals, right? So, 2 examples. How do you measure success? Freedom? No. How do you measure success? Ooh. Well, freedom is something that comes to mind first because I guess freedom of time, not necessarily freedom, because what is freedom? Freedom can be having a job that you absolutely love, enjoy it every day, and it's a choice, right? But I guess with freedom of time, it removes a certain amount of pressure, like, I need to stick in my shitty job because I need to XYZ, whatever that XYZ is. And then it's difficult to make a choice and go for what you actually want to do. How can I explain this better? Because this sounds really crap. Measurement of success is freedom of time, freedom. It's basically having the opportunity to do what you want to do without feeling the pressure that you need to do it. Know what I mean? You don't have to do it. You do it because you want to. And if you don't want to, you can quit at any time and then do something else. So it's that freedom. That would be a measure of success. And everyone's level, everyone's thing will be different, right? So as I just mentioned, and I also have friends that are in that boat, like they just love what they do. They have a job, they love what they do, right? And that's perfect. You don't need to be an entrepreneur. You don't need to be an Elon Musk, Bill Gates, or whatever big multi-billionaire type of guy, right? Like in the end, it doesn't matter, right? Like if you love what you're doing and you find purpose in your everyday execution, that's good, right? That's what many people are looking for. 52% of the Dutch workforce is doing a job that they did not study for, or is working in an industry they did not study for. That's interesting, right? So you can see how many people switch as well. You can find the data online. So many people do something and then afterwards they're like, nah, and they do something else. And hopefully they make a good choice. No? So I think that would be my measurement of success. That would be my measurement of success. Yeah. What's up there, Genario? Watch and listen. What's up, Jeroen? Good to have you here, man. You say you did keynote speaking. Yes. You can actually see my profiles online. If you look for my name, Koen Schobbers, you'll find probably a lot of news articles, speaking websites, that sort of stuff. But Elliott race would be a great topic to inspire younger generation students that are not sure what they want to do with their lives. Yeah, I actually don't even know how many crypto-related speakers are there. I wouldn't be a crypto speaker, got to be honest. I would be more trading. But so this is me, everyone. This is all gaming related because that's my background, gaming and esports. So you can stop the stream or go here and find it yourself. But if we go to categories, let's see, do we have comedy, central banking, maybe finance, economy and finance? Maybe it would be there. Let's trading. The trading game, finance, Morgan, JP Morgan. Okay. So that's like investing. This looks more like a trader. I don't know this guy, Gary Stevenson. Any other international trade? Yeah, but this is not like trading. You know what I mean? Trade. Okay. Who's this? Gary Stevenson. Citibank. Okay, so he used to be probably in the pit, maybe. Economic justice, public speaking, the trading game, a confession, published in 2024. Oh, that's literally last year. Interesting. Best business. So who is this guy? Okay. So what does he talk about? Mechanics of inequality and the economy. Okay. So he has trading experience, which is cool. Mechanics of inequality and wealth distribution would be, yeah. So we don't really have a trading speaker, or Elliott Wave speaker. But the thing is, it's so niche. It's so niche. You wonder, like, would that be relevant on such a scale? Because this is global, right? I'm on this website, right? If you look for Koen Schobbers, right? Like Chartwell Speakers is a global agency with multiple offices across the world, right? They're really big. Is Elliott Waves big enough? I don't think so. You would then need to probably look into trading or how to create a plan. And I think that could be interesting. So if you do talk for kids or younger people, aspiring traders to be, I would be more interested in talking about how can they create a plan. And then, of course, in more detail than what I do in my YouTube video over here, because I made a video about it. But then do it in more detail, add some more things, examples, and ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. That could be an interesting topic. Because I don't want to speak about. It could be funny to use it, but then be the auntie. The auntie of that is start trading and you'll have a Lamborghini tomorrow. You know what I mean? I'll basically be the auntie against that and be like, build your plan and this is how you can do it. You can even turn it into a workshop. Like you can do a whole workshop about it as well. And I could definitely do this, but interesting. Yeah, so something worth thinking about. Crypto speaker. I mean, I have my contact at Chartwell, my agent, so I can always think about another 886 touch. Lol. I can always think about creating something like either a presentation or a workshop of some sort, and then tell my agent like, yo, I created this, and now you check if any of the events are interested. 886 touched, move to the golden pocket. It's very common for that to happen. Another 886. When are we going to take that high, no? Yo, Daywald, what's up? I was talking about you earlier. Everyone, this is Daywald. Wait, let me open the channel here. Go to channel. So here's Daywald, Elliott Wave analyst himself. Check him out. Almost at 5K, 160 left. Can help him out here. So he is an Elliott Wave analyst as well. 1 second here. And this is, where are you, man? 4 weeks ago. Yo, I did not follow that. Anyway, this is the FIBS. Where's the Elliott Wave analysis? Because Mr. Daywald is actually an Elliott Wave analyst. This might be more traditional analysis. I don't know. There we go. There we go. By the way, we did move up. Very nice. So Mr. Daywald here, Elliott Wave analyst himself. And you can check him out. He's a great guy. Great guy. Nice. Related to Andy as well. Andy was here in the group earlier. I do lives only. Okay. Oh, you don't make normal videos now? What's the choice to go to live only? Wait, live. 21 hours ago. Okay, I see. Nice little bit of... actually, I went to Luminescence. I went here in Nice. A great show. Great show. So, yeah, anyway, here's Daywald. And very relaxed guy, right? No hype, no shilling, no like all that stuff. Like just analysis and interaction and explanation. So, yeah. Daywald, it's always fun when I see Daywald with Elliott Wave analysis as well. It's, I remember the times where Daywald was in the gold membership back in the day, and I always love to see you doing Elliott Wave analysis. I recognize just like it. Yeah, I love your way of analyzing the markets as well. It's good. Now the Elliott Wave gang was all in this stream. Yeah. There's quite a few Elliott Wave analysts online. I don't know how many big ones. Of course, you have MCO. But if we go to Elliott Wave analysis, let's do Bitcoin. Let's add that. What do we get? Scammer. Lol. If we click on filters, maybe do channels only. Elliott Wave analysis France. Oh boy. There's one in France as well. And then we have Koens. What else? What can we filter them on size or something? This is Lara. I mean, where is view count? Sort by, I guess we can do view count in a way. Maybe not. Because MCO should be somewhere at the top, which it isn't. So, yeah. But there's not a lot of big Elliott Wave channels on YouTube. Green Star, he's very good on the high time frame. Then you have Lara, you have MCO, you have Trade, you have what is it? Devils, Trade Devils. 3, 28, 7, Elliott Wave Cafe. Chart King, Elliott Trading Academy. Chart Kings. Hey, they got a Z as well, yo. Dragonfly Trading. Oh, I recognize this one from the... Oh, here we go. MCO, this is the German one, though. Wiki. Green Star, X-Force. yeah, anyway. Yeah, there's not too many like really big channels, I'd say. I meant, how much of your trading do you risk per trade? Oh, 1%. And how much reward do you want to see in the trade to even enter the trade? Like 1 to 3 R. At least 1 to 2. But generally my trades are bigger. But at least a 1 to 2, and I'm open to go for it. Yeah. You know, also with regards to Elliott waves, based on how the chart then forms, I can extend my trades to a lot bigger. So, but minimum, of course, would be a 1 to 2, but most of the trades are generally more. Yo, cheers, Daywald. Okay, Andy and Daywald are going live at the same time now. Monthly comes to mind. Yeah, I gotta go. I've already been online for almost 2 hours now. But here is this. So this doesn't. It just barely changes. So here 1 month ago, but it's still the same. I would recommend watching this one here. So Bitcoin cycle macro, and then check out this video here. This one. Still as relevant today as what it was back then. Doesn't really change a lot, you know, on the higher time frame. Thanks, Daywald. Yo, cheers, Mr. Friends. Well, you've been here for a long time. Talked about that way forward. The hit is still I know that's the case, but yeah, that's true. That's true. It's all probability. So indeed, there's no official rule. There's only 3 rules in trading. Wave 2 cannot take the start of wave 1. Right? Wave 3 cannot be the shortest. And wave 2 and 4 are not allowed to overlap in an impulse. All the other stuff is guidelines. It's just probabilities. Can you explain your strategy on the chart? Welcome, Checker. My strategy is a mix of all the tools I use. So it's a little bit tricky for me to explain it because it's Elliott waves, CVD, the horizontals that I use as well, right? My target boxes, potential support, resistance. It's a mix. And what I did is I found the tools that I really enjoy using. Right? Take some time. And then I built statistics on them, combined them, and then created a plan around it. So, yeah. So it's a mix of everything that makes me trade, basically. And the most recent trade I took was down here. With the stop loss here. At the moment, of course, so I already took a take profit 1. I then compounded later because there was strength, and now my stop loss is in profit. So always a winning trade. But I'm just observing. No. But it's time for me to go, everyone. It's time for me to go. It's been a good time. Make sure to check out Daywald or Andy. They're going to be online later. Andy was going to go live in, I guess, now about 40 minutes. Daywald, I don't know how late you're going to go live. Maybe he has a set time, but Daywald will be live later as well. So, thanks everyone for being here. And tomorrow, of course, tomorrow morning will be a new video update. So let's see where price is. And then tomorrow afternoon, of course, a new live stream. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. And I will see you again at the next one.